All right. Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to have you today. I am so honored and excited to have two awesome participants, or not participants. You guys are more than participants. You guys are awesome guest experts, right?
I thought we were your friends.
Yeah, you are, but
okay.
Remember, you guys are guest experts. You guys get up to that level, But you're also my friends, so that's awesome too. I love it when my friends are so awesome that I can have them come on my webinars with me. That is so awesome. And today we're talking about how to find peace in your marriage, right? And sometimes we have conflict. Is it kind of often, right? It's just part of marriage. Like, we all have it. It's not unique to just people who are struggling. It's every single marriage. And as we've had this happen in our marriages, we've found a few things that's helped us, and we're excited to share that with you. But I want to admit that this is still sometimes stuff I'm working through too, and learning more all the time. So I'm not admitting that I'm perfect in this area, and I don't think you guys think that either about yourselves, right? It's just we, are learning and growing.
I'm mostly here to learn.
Yeah, we're mostly learning, which is awesome. We're the student first. That's what I would say. I'm a student first and the teacher second. I learn and then I turn around and learn or teach what I've learned so that I can help empower the people that are, right there with me. So anyway, so yeah. Okay, so we have the amazing Erika with us, and I always say your name wrong, so can you tell me how to say your last name?
It's Belliston.
Belliston.
Yes.
I think that's how you usually say it. Maybe I don't say it wrong. Why did I think I did? But anyway. Okay. I just need to not be afraid of names anymore. I'm going to say it wrong. Okay, so, and then we have Amy Dickie with us, and we are excited to hear from them. So we're going to have Erika go first. She's going to share a little tidbit and story, and then we're going to have Amy go, and she's going to share a little tidbit and story, right? And then I'll go, and then we're going to have a little discussion, and if you want to hop on and, unmute yourself, you are totally welcome to jump in on this discussion. This is kind of a casual, we're going to discuss and really understand how we can get past these things in our marriage, right? And take it to the next level. So,
yeah, I was bragging about you, Matt.
When?
Uh-oh.
Somebody's
audio is on.
I think I got it. Okay. All right.
You got it muted. Okay.
Are you ready, Erika?
I'm ready.
Hey.
It didn't put me big. Oh, well, that's okay. I don't need it.
Hey, you're big on my screen.
Oh, I am? Oh, okay, good. All right. Okay, so in 3 months, I will be married for 20 years. Yay!
Yay!
So we've had plenty of ups and downs. Ups are great. Downs, not so great. Kind of full of conflict. And today, I want to teach you how to win. But more importantly, how to have a win-win in your relationship. So typically, when you're in a conflict, there's 3 main ways that we respond. And they're fight, flight, or freeze. And we have tried all of them. And at first, I was sadly often in the fight mode, which is sad to think. But I'm a really verbal person, and I would just want to work things out. But my sweet husband, he is much more reserved. So he would choose the flight option. And I'd be like, what? Why are you leaving me? I want to resolve this right now. And so I would chase him down, and then he would go into freeze mode because he couldn't just run away because I was chasing after him. So he went to freeze. And sadly, this was our pattern for years, and it was clearly not working. So I learned something that I want to share with you that shifted that pattern in a really big way. And I was listening to John Gray, the Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus guy, And he explained that men often choose flight because, or freeze, but the freeze wasn't working because I was chasing him, because they care about us and they don't want to hurt us. So they choose out of the fight option. And that was like, what? So all this time he's caring about me by choosing out and not fighting with me.
He doesn't want to hurt you or something, right?
I like that, because you probably thought he was running away from you because he didn't care.
Yeah, I did. I thought these things, and I'm like, what? And so this really shifted my thinking about it. And I also learned after that, I learned that my husband really does need some time to think. So because we don't have the same personality or nature or anything, and he needs a little more time to process it, because I've been thinking about this, whatever it is I'm coming to him with, for a long time. So I've already thought of all kinds of things. And so I'm coming and I'm just bringing it on him and expecting an answer or something. So that's another thing, is that maybe he just needs a little time to think. But okay, so we're fast forwarding to last week. Okay, I got some fresh stuff. Even last night too, but last week we were discussing children, which is usually our hot topic, because we think raising children should be one way or the other way, and they don't look the same. So we were talking about it. We're going along, talking about whatever it was. I can't even remember. But I was triggered. I could feel it inside. I was like, ah. And when we get triggered, we go into that fight, flight, or freeze mode. And when we're in that mode, the blood actually leaves our brains for like cognitive thinking, like logical thinking, and it goes to our bodies so that we can run away or have adrenaline and fight. So when I got into the triggered mode, I'm like, wait a minute, I can't think. And so I learned a new technique, and it's called pause. And in this pause technique, we mutually separate for maybe like 10 minutes or something and collect ourselves, calm ourselves down. I don't know what he was doing in the 10 minutes, but I really enjoy writing out my thoughts and feelings, because it helps me process them. Like, why am I triggered by this? I don't even know. And so I go and I write. So, but yeah.
So you're using that time away you're deliberately choosing to calm yourself down and look at it from a more logical perspective, right? But I can imagine from experience that it's not necessarily just by separating and for a minute isn't going to solve the problem. Like, you're going to either work yourself up, or you can choose to, calm yourself down, right? Because you can get more worked up. You're like, yeah, more mad about it, right?
That's true. So, yeah, so in that, so we mutually separate for that time period, but with an agreement that we are coming back. And we can check in after that. We can check in after that 10 minutes and see, are we ready to continue this discussion? Are we still triggered? Because I was the one that was triggered at that moment. So I don't know if he really needed to calm down. But I said, I'm unable to think clearly. I need to have a pause. And so if we can have this mutual separation with an agreement to come back, because that was a really big reason why I would chase after him when he left, because I didn't want him to leave for fear that we would never come back to talk about it. And I didn't want that, because I knew if we just left it, it would never get resolved.
Yeah.
And so that's why I had such a hard time with it. But if we have this pause technique, we can recognize that we're not really in a clear thinking mind, and sometimes we say things we don't even mean at that time in those moments. And if we can have that technique, it's really helpful. So I went and oh yeah.
Do you just say pause? Like when you're in the heat of a moment, do you just say pause? Either one of you has the right to just say pause and then, okay. I'm taking notes. I think it's a good idea.
Good. I mean, it's whatever you agree on in your not triggered moment, right? Just say, I learned about this technique, and what do you think about it? Are you okay with the word pause? You can choose something
make it your own. Yeah.
But just with this prearranged mutual agreement to separate. You could even change the amount of time, 5 minutes. I don't know if that's long enough, or if he needs more time, or you need, you could say pause and then for a certain amount of time.
An hour for me, 5 minutes for him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I think that's good. Like our fights sometimes, the kids are around, and it would just be so much better if we took it up after they went to bed, so that we could focus on that and not. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe the flag.
And so you want to put your full energy into it instead of being distracted and then. Why are you laughing?
Happening. You're like, we're gonna fight after the kids go to bed.
We're gonna fight after.
Get your whole
pause. I know. Yeah. I see Misty's comment. I'm going to go to Misty.
2 hours. She'd go for 2 hours.
You just worked that out.
2 hours. I am a leaver too, because I avoid confrontation. I don't want to fight. I'm just like, I'm in denial. Oh, we're not in a fight. This is good.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt. You were in such a good flow. I hope you can pick up.
Oh, I'm in a flow. Oh, I took notes. I got good notes. So we came back after our pause.
Okay.
And we were calm because I think he was fine. And we continued our conversation, but then all of a sudden, okay, so here I am. I'm the verbal person. And we're talking, and then he gets quiet. And I'm like, and he quit saying anything. And he's like thinking. So I see his, his cogs turning and everything, but I'm like, you're not talking. Okay. So okay, here's another thing that I learned, that the brain takes a true fact. So it's a true fact that he was not speaking to me. Mm-hmm. He was not saying anything. And then it creates possibilities, such as, is he mad at me? Is he mad at the kids now? Is he going to yell at the kids? Does he hate me? Is he never going to speak to me again? And on and on and on, right? So, and some of it is based on past experience, but others are clearly out there. Like, he's not going to not talk to me forever.
Yeah.
But it's a possibility. And so how do we handle, or how do I handle the silence or the possible thoughts that are running through my mind? These just like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. So I was calm from before, and I decide, okay, I know that he needs time to think. And I thought, okay, maybe he needs a bit more time. So I gave him a little bit of time, and then to try to get him to speak on his own without like, okay, hello. And he really wasn't saying much. So I had a thought, how am I going to know the truth? How am I going to know which one of these possibilities is actually true? And which, if any of them are even real, that he's actually thinking. And I realized that I needed to just ask him questions. Just say, okay, I see that you're not talking right now. Are you angry with me? And he said, no, I'm not mad at you at all. And, or, do you need some time to think? Because I wanted these questions answered. And I just, after all these years, I needed to get to a space where I could just be open, and because it wasn't working the other way. It wasn't just trying to guess what he was thinking. It was totally going bad. So I just asked him, do you need some time to think? And I don't remember what he said, but I said, he probably said yes. I'm just thinking about it. And I said, okay, so will you be offended if I leave? And he was like, no, that's fine. And I said, okay, I just don't want to leave and have you be like, what? We were just talking. And, so anyway, just the questions. And so that last thing, I just really wanted to reiterate again that actually I have is my time up? I don't even know. I'm not done.
No, keep going. You're awesome.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, I had a story from this morning, and it totally reiterated this concept for me. So I'm driving home from dropping off my son to high school, and I'm in the left turn lane, and there's a person in front of me, actually 2 cars in front of me. And the car right in front of me decides he's going to, it was clear behind us, he decides to go like over past there's a middle lane and there's a right lane. And he decides he's going to go right. And there's a car right on the corner. Oh, there, I'm in a thing on the corner. And so he is straddling the middle lane and the right lane that he's trying to get in. And there's not enough room for him to get in yet. And so immediately my mind is, okay, that's a truth. He decided to go right from the left lane. And he is like straddling 2 lanes. And I'm like, oh, he's probably like feeling so bad that he can't get out of that lane. And that person behind him is probably so mad at him. And I was like, Erika, you can't know these things for sure. You don't know. Maybe that guy that's straddling the lanes doesn't even care. Maybe he's just like, whatever, I'm going, and I was here first or whatever. I don't know. But I realized that how important the questions were. And I couldn't even ask those questions. So, and I'm sure it was based on past experience, or really I think I was projecting my own thoughts, what I would be thinking onto other people. And so we do that a lot to others. And so we think things that probably aren't even true.
Yeah.
So I think that was my main, I just had that cool experience this morning. I'm like, oh, that totally reiterated my brain takes a true fact that he was straddling the lanes and it was creating these thoughts. Oh, this guy's thinking this and that guy's thinking that. And I couldn't ask the questions to clarify, but I could ask them to my husband. And it really helped to just be open and honest. So that's all I have about that.
My
Really good.
story that I'll share a little later kind of goes along right with that. So that's awesome. We're thinking along the same lines.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's awesome. I love that. You have your stories are very relatable. Like,
Oh, good.
it could happen to any of us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the solutions that you've shared with us. That was awesome. So thank you, Erika.
You're welcome.
Okay, awesome. Amy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
First of all, Miss Erika, you're not old. Okay, first of all, I thought 20 years, you don't look old enough to be married 20 years.
Oh, good.
If you had a child in high school, I just thought it again. It's like, you look old enough. Anyways,
I have 3 in high school.
What?
Freshman
How
and a senior.
you serious?
I just look young.
Yeah, you do. Well, and, I mean, where's your gray hair? Hello? You have 3
I flipped it out. Oh, I'm losing my hair. It's falling out. It's not turning gray. So I need help. Okay. No, I'm 41. So.
No, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then when you're talking about your fight or flight or freeze, I'm totally flight. Get me out of here. I don't want to be around fighting. My daughter, when she became a teenager, she wanted to fight about everything. And I'm like,
I know.
I would just walk away. And she's like, you don't love me. You're walking away. So I should have taught her that. I'm not walking away because I don't love you. I'm walking away because I don't want to fight with you and I love you. And that would have been nice. And so anyway, I told her, I go, you need to be on the drama team because she loves a good debate. So when she got in high school, she was, Misty says debate. She totally lettered in debate in high school. She had to study both sides and be able to, at the tournaments, be able to side either side. So you just know your stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, not me. I'm just like, peace. I just want peace and calm, and I want everything relaxing. Yes. And I want everything to sedate people. Like calm down.
Give them some Benadryl or something, right?
Yeah.
So they go to sleep.
Yeah. But other than peace, the things I want to talk about today is love, because I think for being married, love's the most important thing. There's a saying that says, I love you always, forever, no matter what. Always and forever, no matter what. And that's, to me, unconditional love, because you know what? They can have a bad day and you still love them. They can make a mess and you still love them. I had a friend that told me that, yeah, unconditional love is for your other relationships, for your kids or your parents, but for your husband, they need to earn your love. And I'm just like, I don't agree. I think it's unconditional. I do believe you need to set boundaries, and some things are like, I mean, we're not talking about that today, or, what do you call it? Deal breakers. But for most things, there's got to be a lot of love and forgiveness. I know for me, well, actually, I believe this for everybody. The purpose of being born on earth is to love, to forgive, to not judge others, all of us. So what other relationship do you have that you're going to have to learn those the most?
And you can't leave.
Yeah, you can't. You're stuck to me.
I'm in. So I think that's why we have to have that commitment, like that long-term commitment, because you could pretty much leave everybody else except your children and I guess your parents, sort of. You cannot talk to them, but
yeah. Well, they're kind of a relationship where you're not having every day with them. I mean, you move out of and then your kids move out of your home. Right. So your husband, your spouse is just, you've got to learn the communication and the love. I want to be married a long time, and not just because I'm old or because I refuse to get divorced. I want to have a good marriage. I want to have a happy marriage. I don't want to just be the kind of that you're just stuck because I didn't get married to get divorced. So we're just going to be miserable together, because that's going to be a little bit better than being miserable apart. No, it's still not good enough. So I've learned some things.
Like an old couple walking around Costco holding hands, right?
I love old people holding hands so much. My husband's not a hand.
They were like just shuffling, and they were so old, like in their 90s or something. They were so cute, and they had one thing. They bought one thing, and they were just walking holding hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to stop them. Like, can I take your picture? You guys are so cute.
I was actually going to ask you, did you take their picture?
Yeah, they let me. I said, I'm going to post it on social media. And they're like, okay.
Cute.
Yeah, we need good role models.
That's
they're cute.
Is to be stopped by these young people who admire your love that you're showing openly when you're old, that you have such a good marriage that it lasts that long and you're still in love.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amy, I sidetracked you.
Oh, no, I love it. Oh, my kids are looking. My kids might be hurting each other. I don't know. I should have locked the door, right? They don't need me.
Hopefully they're alive.
I'm going to pause just for 1 sec. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Okay, Julie. Yes, that the commitment between a husband and a wife is really important, that you're not going to just ditch out, because I feel like you're really you're there to help each other get through your stuff.
Yeah.
and you commit to help one another. When I'm down, he's there to help me up. When he's down, I'm there to help him up, and just hold space for them while they're working through their stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's like you're, two horses pulling a wagon, like, weird analogy, but but you're pulling the load together. You're not like when one of the horses is tired, they can't just leave that other horse. Like maybe one of them will take more of the load at that point, and they just help each other out. But yeah, that's what marriage is. It's about being a team, and being in it together and having a good time too, not just
yeah. But yeah, sticking through and working through the hard stuff.
Yeah.
So that you are happy and can have fun together.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to be a mom for a sec, but they're fine.
No,
Just had to make sure. I had to make sure. Anyways, okay, some things that have really, really helped me, because I have a tendency to have some sort of a tense, high energy in a fight. I should call it argument, but I don't want to transfer that, because that's what I used to do, transfer that onto the other people. I'm having a hard day with you. Now I'm going to have a hard day with you because I've got going in me. So I have to unload on paper, because I got to get it out of me and get back down so that I'm not so high that anyone around me is just going to get it. So I have to unload all the emotions on paper, and that really helps me. Then I can throw away the paper, get rid of it, and then I'm good. I also think forgiveness is good, because if you hold on to something that someone's done to you, and so since we're talking about marriage, your spouse, then you can't progress in your marriage because you're stuck in something that you need to forgive. And so your marriage can't really go anywhere. Another good thing I've learned, and this is from all my relationships, is to pick my battles. Some things just aren't worth it. I know my sister, she came over one time and she's like, oh, you're doing a lot better in your marriage, because we probably fought in front of her, so she probably thought we weren't doing good. And she's like, what's your secret? And I'm like, the only thing I could think of was that I had let a lot of things go. I just, not that I lowered my expectations, but like I chose my marriage as a higher priority than other things. Like, for example, mowing the lawn. If it didn't get mowed that week, instead of being uptight and this got to be done, I was like, I choose my marriage over my yard. And if it doesn't get mowed, I give that up. I'm like, you know what, that's okay. And I just started giving up stuff. And my marriage started getting much better because I was choosing that level of importance, because really my lawn's not that important compared to a long-lasting relationship. When I had in the habit of putting my marriage on the back burner, I'll deal with that later. Let's get the house done. Let's get dinner made. Let's get da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you know what? All that stuff doesn't matter. My marriage matters. So just putting it on higher priority. Another thing is that
bringing it into perspective.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking long term versus short term, because things in the short term aren't as important as that lasting relationship that you have with him, So
exactly.
Bringing it into focus instead of,
Exactly. And I've been living in short term for so long. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. So yeah, exactly. Focus and perspective that long term is really the most important thing. Because reality is I really just want to be with him. Another thing that's really helped me, my husband works from home. He works from home every day. And I get excited and I want to go talk to him, or I'm having an issue and I need to go talk to him. And I need to respect that just because I want to talk to him, that it's not a good time to talk to him. So I'll run in there and he's there on a conference call or something. And I've had to learn to ask. Erika, that was so awesome what you were saying about asking instead of just assuming.
Yeah.
Just because you're home, I'm going to assume that you're available for me 24/7. So I had to learn to ask. Can I talk to you? Is this a good time? Are you in a good place? Like maybe even if he had time, maybe his
mood isn't the best.
What'd you say?
His mood might not be nice.
Yes, mood. How was I going to say that nicely? His frame of his mood, or like he was focused on something else and couldn't give me all of it, or maybe I have to respect that just because I want to talk, that it's not a good time for him. That's really helped a lot.
We're still figuring that out. Like, my husband has his business from home, and we do it to each other. We're just like, like, he'll sign a deal or something, and he'll run upstairs all excited and stuff. Usually I just stop whatever I'm doing and celebrate with him because I can easier than he can. But then I'll come down and he'll be like talking to someone, like, oh, okay, it's hard.
Maybe you could have a sign on the door or something. Like, if you have an office or something, you could just say,
office
do a call right now, or so then that you can't just come in. Or that's what you talk about in the the marriage mastermind.
Maybe I'll just make one for him that maybe spins around or something, like. Yeah. Because sometimes he's recording too, because we're making an online streaming, and so sometimes we can't even knock, like, Right. That's a good idea. Thanks.
Or on the doorknob, even if you don't want to put it on the door, just on the doorknob. If there's a rubber band on it, that means quiet, and I'm doing something right now. But then you take it off after.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get that done. I sure feel
the openness and the honesty of just being able to ask, what are they going to do? Attack you? Aren't they? They want to be understood. We want to be understood. Yeah. And so that the questions, are you in a good mood? Is this a good time right now? It really, really helps.
Yeah. My last thing that I wanted to share too, because I know I'm sharing lots of different stuff, and this one's similar, but it's just that I have to learn to manage myself. If my emotions are just like, I need to learn, hey, I need to take self-care. Mm-hmm. Self-care isn't selfish. I have to take care of myself so that I can be there for their other relationships. Because if I'm at a high level of frustration, I'm not very fun and not very nice to be around. And I don't want to be that. Because I had to give a talk in church about marriage, and this was a long time ago. And one of the things I came across says, how would you like to be married to you? And I went, oh.
Uh-oh.
I was like, I had to think about that and think, I want to be married. I want to be a person that I would want to be married to. Mm-hmm. So I have to manage myself, manage my emotions, manage the energy around me, and just bring my frustration all the way out. Is that kind of what I want my kids to? So anyways, Julie, thanks for letting me come on your webinar. So super fun.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I love what you had to share. And it's so cool to be able to look and see where we come in our marriage, and have people notice too, like looking in the outside. So that's awesome. I don't know if people said that. Well, no, I've had a little bit of feedback about that in my marriage, I think. Not a lot yet, so I'm like, That's feedback from the people in my life.
Working on it.
Working on it. Yes. So, okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to just share a little story that happened recently to me, and it kind of ties into what Erika was talking about, so this will be fun. But so the other day, we got invited to go to a movie premiere. It was like a small movie that was, and we went to it, and we had the opportunity to talk to the person who created the movie afterwards. And so we went and talked to him, and it was really cool. And we were listening to him talk, and I wanted to share what I enjoyed about the movie to this man, right? I wanted the opportunity to talk to him, and I was standing right there in front of him, right next to him, so I could easily do that. And so I was waiting for a lull in the conversation where I could tell him that. And I kept thinking that there was a lull, and so I'd say, I'd start to talk or whatever, but then other people would talk or whatever, and at the same time I would try to talk, my husband, he would go shh, 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 like he would shush me.
Yeah.
I was so mad. It totally triggered me.
You were triggered.
I was totally triggered. Usually I'm pretty good at managing those triggers now, but I was totally triggered. I was so mad. I was like, and I totally started feeling it in the questions like, why is he doing that? Maybe he doesn't think that what I have to say is of value. And maybe he doesn't want to hear from me. Like, you know, I don't know. I was just finding like all these things, thinking all these things in my mind that trying to answer the question of why does he keep shushing me? Like, it happened not just once, it happened quite a few times. And I was so mad about it. And so I didn't say anything right then and there because, you know, well, I did actually. I did. I said, why do you keep shushing me? I want to say something to this man. And so finally he's like, oh, well, you know, so he created an opportunity. He, you know, said my wife would like to say something. So he, like, you know, interjected and got me, you know.
Nice.
So it was nice, but I was still kind of upset because he kept shushing me. And I have kind of this thing that I'm trying to get over. In situations like that, when I'm in a mixed group where there's men and women and it's like public, they don't know me and stuff, I kind of have a quiet voice. And when in those situations, I'm not heard. Like, it's hard for me to, you know, be heard in those kinds of situations. And so I kind of have to, like, interject sometimes. Like, I have to make an effort to be heard. And I kind of have this, I don't know if it's a mental block going on with that, but I'm trying to get over that. And so when he was doing that, it was also triggering that in me, thinking, even, like, people don't want to hear what I have to say. Even my husband, you know, it's kind of like perpetuating that, you know. And so it wasn't just, you know, the shushing. It was like all of that combining together. And so anyway, so later I talked to him about it. And I was like, I felt really bad when you were shushing me, like, that you don't want to hear what I have to say, that I'm not going to offer anything of value, or maybe you're scared of what I'm going to say to people and you don't want me to say stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, those are the kinds of things that I was thinking maybe was happening. And I told him that, and, you know, can you not shush me? It really just hurts my feelings. Will you please try not to shush me in those situations? And he's like, oh, I didn't realize that you were feeling that way. I just wanted to hear what he had to say. It was totally, it wasn't me. Like, it was totally, he just wanted to hear what the guy had to say, you know? And there was other people interrupting him. It wasn't like, there was lots of other people interrupting him. And so he was annoyed at those people for interrupting him. And so he was shushing me because he was like, I want to hear what this guy has to say. Why are you guys interrupting him? You know? And so anyway, it was totally not me. And if I wouldn't have nicely asked him and told him how I was feeling and given him the benefit of the doubt and, you know, all of that, we wouldn't, like, maybe it would keep happening and maybe we'd have this problem. Maybe I'd still be mad about it, you know? But I was able to say, oh, it really wasn't, he wasn't really trying to be mean to me. He really does love me. He really does love what I have to say, and he knows I have things of value to say. He was just coming from a totally different spot, you know? and sometimes we, as women especially, do that to our husbands. We put in their, you know, we answer those questions. Instead of asking them, we answer them and put these ideas in our heads that is not even remotely true about our husbands, what the reasons they're doing things. So what I learned from that experience is, instead of accusingly going to your husband to say, you know, stop doing this, you know, but tell him how you feel and what you thought was, you know, what you were feeling like it was happening, the reasons why it was happening, and then you know, give him a chance to tell you what really happened, and accept it and get over it instead of holding on to that. Because I could have easily said, he still just doesn't want to hear me what I have to say because he shushes me all the time, and, you know, like, I could totally do that. I could totally do that, but I really chose in that moment when he told me that I'm going to be okay with his answer, that he really, really is being truthful about this, and that I'm going to just forgive him, you know? And and get over that. So anyway, it was just a good little lesson for me that happened recently. He's had a track record of shushing me in the past too, and so it wasn't the first time he's done it. It was just like kind of happened, so many times right in a row, right in that little situation, that it kind of just really aggravated that situation. So it was good because I was able to really identify what was happening and talk to him about it, and so that was pretty cool. And it ties right into what you were saying, right, Erika?
Yeah, definitely.
Totally.
We totally picked these men as our husbands. We chose them. And we chose them because they were good guys. And I think sometimes we get caught up in our past stuff and we're just putting it on to them when it's really not even them. But yay, that we can recognize something's going on with me. I'm triggered, and I can ask questions or just write about it, get to the bottom of it, and it may have nothing to do with him at all.
Well,
or
even if they happen to have an opinion that seems offensive to us, even if they do, like, what if? I mean, men, at least my man, has a lot harsher opinions of the world than I do, and sometimes they're offensive to me. But he's coming from a different spot. He's a different person, and he has different life experiences than I do. Right. And I can choose how I'm going to react to that. I can choose that I'm going to be offended by it, or I can choose to see that he has a different perspective than me, and accept it as that, instead of being mad that he's not seeing life exactly like I do, right? And women, we do that. I think we do that a lot. Is we think that our men need to see the world exactly the same as us, and they need to approach the world the same as us. But they're not. They're different. They create different opinions of the world around them according to how a man should. Yeah. Their roles are different in the world, and they need to have some harsher opinions of the world because of their role. And so, not being offended by them, and just accepting them for the.
I love every time you say the word accept. That's true. Just accept them. I like that.
Yeah. So make them perfect what we think they should be, or having this with us.
We want to be accepted too.
Yeah.
So if flip side that we think something different, do we want them to be this like, no, you have to see it my way. No, you can't think that. We can have a different opinion. And so if we want to be respected, then I guess if we can learn how to respect their difference of opinion too.
Yeah.
And accept it.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of think marriage is kind of okay, just bear with me. Marriage is kind of a mean trick because you're taking two people who are opposite sex, which are totally, their thought processes are different, their natural gifts and talents are different, everything totally opposite and different. Plus, add into that they were born into a different family than you, and they were differently than you, and so and then you take these two different people who are so different, even if they grew up in the same society. If you take people from other countries, that even adds more complications. But say you grew up in the same neighborhood, you still have a very different background. Plus being, the opposite sex, and then you put them together to get along. Like just the premise of marriage seems, a bit crazy, but it works, and it's beautiful because it's to me. Okay, picture a circle, okay? And your marriage is a circle. And then now, in the middle of the circle, draw a zigzag line down. Okay. Now, you're opposite sides of this circle. And you have, these jagged lines, but they fit together beautifully. Yeah. And he's facing out that way because he sees the world from this perspective, because he needs to know what's going on over here to protect you. And you see the world from this perspective because you need to take care of your family, and you need to make sure that the world around you and in your home is the right environment to nurture and make, you know, the world a beautiful place, right? And you're coming from these opposite ways, but it makes a circle and it's perfect and beautiful. We just have to remember that that is the goal, and that instead of seeing that he's just looking off this way and you're looking off this way and your worlds don't mesh, you're a circle and you mesh together perfectly. So anyway, that's how I view marriage. Like, it seems like a mean trick, but it's not.
I know. I was like, where are you going with this? That's beautiful. The circle. That's beautiful. Thank you. I love that.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's why I said bear with me, because perspective, it seems like this crazy thing.
I think babies are a mean trick.
No, they're cute for.
Yeah.
They're definitely cute for a purpose.
And they look kind of like you, so you won't want to get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're so cute.
But that's why you keep having more. That's why it's a trick.
That's awesome.
That's so funny.
The best things in life, you know,
Sex.
come with their own set of problems. So, but.
Yep.
Oh, that's to help us learn more things.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, ladies, for being on today. Thank you for the, you know, people who came on and listened. Right now, we want to just share a little bit about what we're doing in the future. So back in January, we held, we put on a retreat, me and, you know, some other people. Amy was one of the people who helped plan it. We had this little planning committee, and they're awesome to work with. Anyway, so we put on this marriage retreat, and it's called Blissful Marriage Retreat, and we're doing another one, and this one is going to be even more awesome, and I'm so excited for it. The really cool thing is, it's not just me that's planning it. And it's not just women that's planning it. It's actually all of us as couples. There's a group of us as couples that are planning this. And so it not only speaks to the women, but it also speaks to the men, so that we can come from those both perspectives, the men looking this way, the women looking this way, and come together and create a beautiful experience that we can have together in this environment that is safe and fun. We're doing things that is relaxing and fun, so you can really have a getaway, a retreat. I want to stay true to that word of retreat from the world, so that you can have this time together and really connect on that, you know, on a deep level in a safe place. And we have, I have a band coming in to perform, and we have some awesome games and some speakers that are awesome, amazing speakers that are going to be there. So I am so excited for this. I can, you know, I've tried to describe why, so I hope you get that. But Amy is planning it with me, and she's going to be speaking too, and she's so fun to work with. Is there anything you want to share about it, Amy?
I'm super excited. I love that we're doing planning with the husbands, because it's more comfortable and inviting. I want a place where my husband is comfortable, that he's not like sitting with the chair closest to the door, and as soon as, you know, it's time to go, he's out the door. You know, I want him to feel comfortable and safe, and people just like us, real people. You know, it's a great place to meet people. We want to better our marriage. Do you? You know, we're the same. So you feel safe, you feel comfortable. I'm super excited because it's going to be in Logan, and I love Logan. I grew up, my mom always took us to Logan and always showed us all the fun stuff there. I think it's beautiful. June 9th and 10th, a great time of year. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I know. I'm looking forward to going up to Logan. That's going to be awesome. So, and then we also, Erika, she came to the Blissful Marriage Retreat, And so we're just going to ask her, what did you think? What did you like about it? And how did your husband feel about it? Did he like it? Because sometimes that's the, feedback, like, oh, my husband doesn't want to go. But if they know that the guys that went liked it, maybe they'll go. I don't know.
Yes, I would love to talk about it. I really, really enjoyed it. My husband was very comfortable there. Like Amy said, it's real people with you're just like me, we're coming together and we just want to improve our marriages and learn these kinds of things that we talked about today. But the men spoke too, and it was really nice for my husband to hear about like a sports story or about motorcycles that he loves. It made it really relatable. And I loved the music and the games, and it was really laid back and relaxing and kind of a smaller amount of people than some other seminars I've been to that really...
More intimate environment, right?
Yeah, more intimate. Oh, I really liked that. And so it wasn't, because my husband's not a really big, like lots of people person. I am, but he's not really. And so he really did feel a lot more relaxed there. Yeah. So I think that the men would really enjoy it. So my husband did.
Well, and that's what we tend to do. Like, we have a spouse who maybe one or the other likes the people and one or the other likes more intimate. And so having a place where you can both be comfortable is nice when you have a marriage thing, right? Because it's hard.
Yeah. And another thing, like, I love events, and my husband does too, but he doesn't like to take off work and miss work because that's a vacation day. Like, that's a fun day. I don't want to spend a fun vacation day sitting in a class.
Yeah.
And so if we do it like a Friday night and a Saturday where he doesn't have to take off work, he doesn't feel like I'm giving up. You still are having the little bit of sacrifice because it's your Saturday, but that makes it easier for us.
Yeah. So we have it starting Friday evening, and then it goes, and then you get a nice hotel and have a little nice night together, and then Saturday morning, starts a little bit later in the day so that you're not like rushed to get up. You can have a nice morning together. Hint, hint. No, I'm just kidding. And then you come and have an awesome day together, and it's just a little weekend retreat, and but it's not like loads of time off work and stuff like that. So it's like doable for everyone. So that we thought about those details to make it possible.
Yeah. I'm just going to ask, since you're a marriage mentor, how often do you think people should go on a one-night overnighter getaway?
At least every 3 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At least.
Yay! I agree. That sounds
like
awesome.
Without the kids.
Because
and
the date night, it's not really enough to fully get reconnected. I don't think. I think you need kind of that time, and then something else, a marriage retreat particularly, so that you can spark some new conversation. Because sometimes we get stuck in a rut. Like even me or you guys, like sometimes we learn something, but we kind of forget about stuff, and then we get stuck in our own just day-to-day life. So having something like that to mix it up and remind you of some of the important things that you should be doing in your marriage just kind of helps get you back on track. So
yeah, I like the overnight thing, because when you go for a date, you just go for a few hours and then you're back in with the kids again. But if you leave for overnight, you get to be just you two again, like when you were dating.
Yeah.
And at your retreat, there was such a great mix of music and games. It wasn't all class, teach. And that really, and there was lots of stories, and that really helped to balance it all out, I think.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Erika. Would you recommend that they go? The people
Absolutely.
Awesome. I would too. I'd recommend you go.
My husband might be out of town, so I might not be able to go to this one, but I really enjoyed the one in January. It was very lovely.
Awesome. Maybe maybe you'll have to come to the next one next January. Awesome. So I just wanted to let you guys know the price on it right now is $79 or $77. I'm really forget numbers easy. Do you know, is it 79 or 77? Do you know? 9? You're muted, but I think you're saying 9.
I'm like, hey, you hear me? I keep telling you it's 79.
Like, I'm trying to read your lips, but
79.
so 79. Yeah, that's right. And but the price goes up. That's the early bird price. It's in June, so the price goes up on April 1st. So if you want to get that early bird price, I would recommend you hurry and sign up now so that you can get that price. If you don't do it now, you're going to forget and you're not going to get that discount. So just might as well do that so you can splurge a little bit on your, hotel. and make sure you get a hotel. It's marriage season. So you make sure you get your hotel right away because
I'm not sharing my room with anybody.
No.
I'm staying with me. So if you don't get a room, sorry. No, and also I'm going to remind you, April's next week.
Yes.
So
Oh, it is. Yes.
You have 1 week.
yeah,
1 week. So yeah, probably do that tonight or this weekend. Maybe surprise them. Maybe you buy it for yourself for Mother's Day. Just kidding.
yeah. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
does your husband know what to get you for Mother's Day?
It's right between
And
Mother's
use
Day
it for your Father's Day, Mother's Day, combined gift.
Yeah, exactly. Combined gift, time away together. We've set it all up for you. It's all organized. You don't have to plan anything other than you just got to get your hotel. So, like, we've done all the work for you. All you have to do is purchase the ticket. And we even will have a photographer there to take your pictures if you want. And, we have lots of gifts and fun stuff that we're going to give away. And anyway, it's going to be awesome. So we've got it all planned for you. You just got to show up, get your, ticket. So, all right. I guess that's all. It's actually 8 o'clock. So was there anybody that has any questions before we end? That wants to ask any questions? You can either type it into the chat or you can unmute yourself and ask it. But we're happy to answer any questions related to any of the speakers. You can direct it at someone specific, or you can ask a question about the retreat. Either way, any questions are fine. I guess within reason. I don't know that I can answer scientific questions, but maybe.
I think we're all kind of mentors, so, try us and see.
Try it. We might be able to answer anything. So, all right. We won't wait too long for questions because we're willing to answer questions like if you personal message any of us.
Anytime.
Anytime.
All right. Thank you guys for coming on and spending your evening with us. We hope you gained something of value. I sure did. So thank you, ladies. You guys are awesome. I love you.
I'm excited for the retreat.
Yes, I'm so excited. we plan
No kids allowed. No kids allowed. Hey!
That's funny. You're welcome.
That's my baby. Come say hi. This is my baby. He's not invited.
You're cute. I would be tempted to bring you to the retreat, but all right. Okay. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.